everyone, my name is Sarah and I'm an occupational therapist at Therapeutic Links in Grayslake, Illinois. I'm here to answer the question, how do I teach my child how to ride a bike? So the first thing we have to make sure is that the bike is the right size for your child and not a larger bike that they can grow into. Children's bikes are sized by the diameter of the wheels, and you want a wheel that is 10 to 12 inches for 3-year-olds, and then you move up a few inches per year of age. Bike sizing charts are pretty simple to find online if you're not really sure what size to get. So when kids are first starting out, we want to make sure that they can put both feet flat on the ground while they're seated on their bike. And that'll give them a little bit more control of the bike and allow them to stop easily if they need to. You can raise the seat a little bit once they get a little bit more comfortable riding. If your child needs an adapted bike, an awesome resource to look into is the Trike Project Foundation. They supply adapted bikes to children with special needs for a fraction of what they cost, and they only ask that you return the bike when your child outgrows it or doesn't need it anymore. To ride a bike, the first skill we have to master is balance. A great way to do this is to start out with a balance bike, which is a bike without pedals that you propel forward by pushing your feet off of the ground. You can turn a standard bike into a balance bike by removing the pedals, but keep in mind that a standard bike will most likely be more heavy and might be a bit more cumbersome for your child to learn on. With a balance bike, kids will start learning balance by first walking and then running and eventually learning to glide on the bike without falling over. Since bikes really only balance when they're moving, another thing you can do is find a small grassy hill and have your child lift their feet and glide down the hill. Gravity will help move the bike forward, so they only have to work on staying upright. Grass will help keep the bike from moving too quickly, and it'll also provide a soft landing when they fall. Yes, when they fall. You might have to prepare your child for the idea of falling and let them know they'll be okay when it happens. Make sure they have a helmet on and try your best not to overreact when they fall. If your child's feeling extra nervous, it's okay to load them up with pads. And if they're feeling a little bit more brave, you can try this method on a paved surface like a driveway. It's typically easiest to start pedaling with your pedal in the 1 o'clock position so your child can just push down onto it. So it might be helpful to teach them this position and show them how to maneuver their pedal into that position before they start trying to move forward. So the next thing we have to master is how to pedal a bike. So a great way to practice pedaling is to have you and your child lay on your backs on the ground and put your feet together and push against each other's feet, alternating sides. So this will help your child develop the strength for that initial push-off, but it will also help them practice using reciprocal movements of their right and left sides. You may have to take a small step backwards with balancing when you add pedaling, and that's okay. If your child needs a little extra support, you can hold on to the back of their bike seat and walk alongside them. Just make sure you're not propelling them forward because we want their pedaling to be doing the work. You can also get an extended bike handle that attaches to the back of the bike, and you can use that to give them support, and that will allow you to stay upright and not hurt your back while you're helping them. We want to avoid holding onto their body or onto the handlebars because that will impede their ability to use those riding responses. Another way to work on balance is by having your child sit on the bike in a stationary position, and you can hold the back of their bike seat. You can gently tip the bike side to side and see if they can make the necessary postural adjustments to keep their body centered. You can also practice doing larger movements to see if your child can work on putting their foot down to catch themselves if their center of gravity goes outside of their base of support. You can practice this without a bike as well. If your child's still small enough to fit on your lap, you can put them on your legs and tip your lap side to side. Once you get the balancing and pedaling down, all you have to do is put them together. Now remember, biking should be fun and not a chore. If you or your child are getting frustrated, it's time to take a break. Try to be encouraging and celebrate those small wins. If you're interested in having your child join a social distancing biking group this summer at Therapeutic Links, give us a call.